Good evening, everybody, and people who are down south or down west. Maybe good evening to you, or good morning to the people in the west. Communication is one of the major issues nowadays, where we see a lot of or many events coming up. And the major problem is this, that there is a lack of communication, maybe between the doctors or maybe the nurses or the caregivers. Dr. Karen has given an insight, and Dr. Kinsley has also given some practical examples what happens practically in the hospitals. Moving on to the next program, next session is on scripted communication, which is one of the major area where we should be focusing on. And our speaker is Dr. Sandeep Murali. He is a consultant surgeon who has done his MBBS from Madras Medical College, Tamil Nadu, and then FRCS from the prestigious Royal College of Surgeons in the UK. He works as the director and consultant at Sitavati Clinic and Hospital in Chennai, and is a consultant surgeon for Voluntary Health Services Hospital at Adyar, Chennai. He is also the additional professor of surgery at Ragas Dental College, an examiner in general surgery in Tamil Nadu, Dr. MGR Medical University, examiner for MRCS, Royal College of Surgeons and Surgeons. He is also involved in basic surgical skill tutor, Royal College of Surgeons, National Academy of Medical Sciences, New Delhi. I can go on and on for Dr. Sandeep, but let's hear from the expert. Over to you, Dr. Sandeep.
Thank you so much. What we're going to do over the next 15 minutes is to discover what scripted communication is. Now, we all saw from the previous speakers how important communication is. It is very important for two reasons. One, like the first speaker said, it reduces errors. And more importantly, if you communicate well, you improve your patient satisfaction rates. But the problem with communication is that it's an art. Many people have a difficulty with it. Some people have a flair for it and get it very easily. Others, especially because of language barriers, because of so many other issues, it is very difficult to teach communication to somebody. So how do we get across teaching something like communication across a wide diaspora of health personnel who come from different backgrounds, different levels of education, different levels of language? How do we kind of create a system by which we can improve the communication in our organization so that healthcare delivery improves? And this is where the concept of scripted communication comes in. Now, what is scripted communication? Now, it's very simple. Now, when you hear us speakers speak, it's not as if we come here and just rattle off whatever comes into our brains, right? We have two components. One is the content and the other is the delivery. And obviously, we have researched our content, we have put it together, we have practiced it, and then we have also practiced our delivery. Only when we have done all of this, does our presentation appear so seamless, okay? So a lot of effort goes into making even a simple one-way communication across a forum. Now, if you had to do a two-way communication and there's going to be another party involved in it, and the situations are also going to be difficult and sometimes very challenging, how can you just go there and say whatever comes to your mind? It's just not possible. Now, the realization of this is what led to the fact that preparation and scripting of your communication makes communication itself and healthcare delivery more effective. It does not mean that I write down something and vomit it out, brainlessly. It involves, a kind of a flexibility, thinking on your feet. You just remember the key phrases, the order in which you have to say it, but you deliver it in such a way that it doesn't seem unnatural or unrehearsed, right? So what are the advantages, What are the advantages of scripting communication? Why should we do that? So the first important thing, if you script it, is that it standardizes what everybody is going to say. So especially when there are, say, discharge orders or post-operative advice, wound care, dietary advice, it becomes very difficult for the patient if each nurse comes and says one thing, or each healthcare provider says one thing. So the most important thing is, if a department or the organization could standardize what is going to be said, then there is an uniformity in communication. This reduces errors and makes it look more professional. Okay. Now, you might think that once I have a list, I have to keep thinking about what I'm going to say next. But in reality, once you have done it 4 or 5 times, you know what's coming next. And this actually frees your mind. You're not constantly thinking about what is the next thing I'm going to say, right? So you're prepared already and you know what line comes after this. If you went to a recitation competition, for instance, if you knew the first line of a para, the remaining para will flow. You get stuck only at the first line of a sentence, right? So in that manner, you actually know your lines well, and that frees up your mind to empower your soft skills. You might smile more, you might take the patient's hand, or you might actually pick up the fact that he's not getting what you're saying and you might want to repeat it, or he's being uncomfortable with something. So it actually helps you communicate better and improves your non-verbal communication in a very significant manner. Many of us, especially in difficult situations, get stuck halfway through. We say hello and then we don't know what to say, right? And therefore, if you have these cues put in, hello, how are you today? Is there anything I can do for you? These are simple cues, right? And when that helps you starting the communication, redirecting it, yes, I understand that was difficult, but let's get on with something else, like that, you don't say get on with something else, but it helps you change track. So it helps in starting, redirecting, and ending a conversation, especially if you say, is there anything more that I can do for you? Please feel free to reach out for me. These are all the cues which are so simple, but when you do them properly, it enhances the communication and actually improves the interaction both ways. And most importantly, sometimes, particularly when it is not your native language, we don't use the right words. Okay. I know of doctors who say, when it comes to catheterization, I'm going to shove this pipe up your private part. I mean, you just can't communicate like that, right? There are better words that you can use. I know you essentially said what you're doing, but that's not the way to communicate. You can say, I'm going to put this small tube to help you urinate better or something like that, and immediately add, it won't be painful. If there is any discomfort, let me know, right? That's a much better way of saying it than the first way you said it. Both may achieve the same purpose, but not in the same way. Like, they communicate the same thing, but in a much better way. So sometimes you need to get a string of words through and use the right words. And this becomes particularly important in a difficult situation. If you're having an angry patient, you have to say, I am sorry, let me see what I can do about it. I will try to get somebody else to help you, something like that. So you need to know the right words, and scripting is the best way of getting that. And when you have scripted a lot of the conversations, you become good at it with repeated practice. You appear more confident and knowledgeable. And studies across many healthcare organizations have shown that organizations which have scripted communication have improved patient satisfaction scores, right? So if these are the advantages, there are disadvantages as well. The disadvantages are that sometimes you're stuck to the script and you're robotically just saying it. I'm going to put a small injection. I'm going to wipe your hand. I'm going to, it'll pain a little bit. Don't worry, it will be all right. It is a question of how you say it, right? It is like a server coming there and reading a menu. If he's going to read the menu, I might read it as well off the menu. Why should he be there? The problem is a poorly done scripted communication can be very bad. But with practice, you can make a personal connect. You can make a scripted communication appear non-scripted. It should appear sincere, respectful, unhurried, and it should also create spaces for the other person to interact so that it never feels scripted, right? So how do you go about writing a script in a medical situation, right? Obviously, like with anything else, we prepare in advance, research a little bit because the content needs to be correct. So go back to your doctor, go back to your department, say what should be the dietary advice. Should he have, what should be the wound care details? Should he have a bath? You definitely don't want to say something that should not be said. Research, write, revise it many times so that it looks concise, it is understandable to the layman. Write for a specific audience. That is very important as well. And I'm not talking only in terms of the language. Even inside the hospital, the private wards might require a different kind of communication as opposed to the general ward in terms of the format, the delivery, etc. So once you have put together this format, concentrate on how you're going to say it. What are the key words that you should not miss? What are the key words which you shouldn't struggle for? They are the ones which will help you communicate a little better, and say it in the words that the patient will understand. Putting together is easy, but what makes it really, really good is practice. You have to keep practicing it. Yes, practicing it repeatedly on the patient makes it easier, but that can mean you're kind of unnatural the first few times. So what I would suggest is practice with a colleague, with a third party observing, right? That way the colleague will interfere, will stop you, will allow for pauses. He will take you off in a tangent and then see how you come back to the conversation. And these are things that you should plan for. So you're scripting not only for what you're going to say, but you're also going to script for pauses, interactions, responses, and variations. Like if he gets angry, you know what I'm going to do to you? And then you say, yes, I understand you're angry, bring him back to what you were. So you must script for variations because things can go wrong, right? So one of the formats, like the SBAR format you have, one of the formats for the scripted communication is this AIDET format, and it has been shown across the US and a few European organizations to increase patient satisfaction rates. Now, what is AIDET? Now, any communication between the healthcare provider and the receiver ideally should have all of this. First, A for acknowledge, greet everyone not only with a smile, but make eye contact. It's rude when he comes up to you, you're at a station or at the desk and you don't even look up to him. Stop what you're doing, make the patient the center of your conversation. I for introduce, it's something that we all know, but I'm just going through it. Introduce not only who you are, what is your role in the department and why you're there for. And this breaks ice with the patient to begin with. Now, this I found very strange. Even before explanation of what you're going to do or what is going to happen comes D, which is duration. Now, apparently, the thing that most patients are worried about is how long it will take, right? So it's better to get it over with early. Now, as a surgeon, a lot of patients ask me, how long is the surgery going to be? I can't answer. You're going to be unconscious anyway. How do you care? I'm the one standing and doing the surgery, right? But I can't say that. And you will see it repeatedly. When is the doctor going to come? How long will the scan take? How long do I have to wait? How long will it be, how long should I take the medicine? Everything seems to be duration based. So one of the key components they have found is that patients expect a time-based answer. And the earlier you tell them this is how long it's going to take, the happier they are. So first tell them the duration of what you're going to do, and then the explanation of what you're going to do. If it is a scan, what will it be? If it's a catheterization, what will it be? If it's a procedure, what will it be? If it's the orientation, discharge process, whatever it may be. Allow for an interaction. As I said, ensure that you pause and ask them to ask questions, and basically make it as interactive as possible. End with a thank you, and is there anything else I can do for you, right? So that's all there is. I always say that start off by training your nurses for something that they do very easily. Inserting an IV line, maybe a Foley's catheter, pre-operative instructions for surgery, sending a patient to CT, post-delivery advice from mother care. These are things that you can script very easily and then make them play act. Let two of them play act, get a senior person to script it, let them get the hang among themselves how to communicate. A scripted communication, when done well, is like a movie, right? You think the movie actors are speaking out of script? No, they're all reading from a script. But when the hero says it, you really think he loves the heroine, right? Or the villain is out to murder somebody. But it's all a script. But the way it's scripted and the way it's delivered makes you feel oh so natural, oh so real. And that's where you need to go. And if you can script all these scenarios, not only in patient care, it can be at the reception, it can be at your first interface with the patient, it can be at the discharge, it can be at your billing. If you could do this, there are only such finite number of instances. And I'm sure if we sit across, we can script it and then teach our staff across every health personnel to interact in a more empathetic, confident, and communicative manner. And that will do wonders in reducing errors and improving patient experience. Thank you. I have one from Elizabeth Rajan. Scripted communication has been promoted in many industries and successfully enhanced customer experience. However, it isn't popular in healthcare. In your experience, what has been the level of acceptance among physicians, allied health professionals in this regard? So the answer to the question, yes, I think airline industry, we all know, is probably the most, first thing that comes to your mind when it comes to scripted communication. The airline hostesses, what they say, they sound so professional, so confident, and so good, right? So there is no doubt that it works, but even that is one-sided. When it comes to medical care, the challenge is to make it two-sided, interactive, especially when the other person doesn't have a script. But I think it can be done. And the strange thing is, we are all doing it in our own way over 3 months, 6 months, 1 year, 2 years of experience. We tend to know what we say to the patient, how to say it, how to word it. The thing we are doing is we are trying to convert that informal process into a formal, structured process. And if a person who has gone through it, been there, done it, does it for the younger people who are coming new in, it reduces their learning curve and they don't have to go through the process of learning. I think when it comes to physicians, it's very difficult to train them, but physicians, as everybody else, learn from role models, right? So if you are the role model and you do it in a particular manner, people around you will see you and ape you, right? And therefore will probably start speaking like you. In a more hierarchical manner, a team leader can definitely get the team to do stuff in a scripted manner.
Yeah, thank you, Dr. Sandeep. There's another one, a question raised by Gracie Lobo. Top management asking our suggestions, but when we are giving the input, people stop us taking. It means not ready to listen. How to manage such a type of behavior?
I think Kingsley should take it. Is that it's outside the purview of scripted communication as such. But like the previous speaker said, I think we need to put in sustained efforts, try to help maintain the dialogue. There are many ways of doing it. I think it will come in the future interactions, I'm sure.
Thank you, Dr. Sandeep, for your lovely presentation.